afternoon everybody, welcome to FFT. Yet again, I'm down at my new local carp water, Clearwater Fisheries. I arrived about 20 minutes ago. It's Tuesday. I was expecting it to be very quiet. I got to the lake and it's busy, so choice of pegs is minimal. I had to walk round the lake. There's no signs of fish anywhere. I've had a chat with a couple of the guys and there's not much doing. Now, last time out I was in peg number 10, which was down the bottom end of the lake. Them 3 pegs down there are all taken, as well as most of these on this bank. Number 1 and 2 are free. So I've been and ahhing for the past 10 minutes which side to go on, and I think that 1 might be a better shout. Reason being is it's got quite the shallow end of the lake, and if the temperature does come up, I do believe that the fish tend to push up into this corner, and it gives you that exclusive bit of that corner. So I'll just give you a quick look to show you where I'm at. So anyway, it's nice and close to the car park anyway, so I'll just put my bivvy up just down there. That's 1 and 2, 1 being the first one to us, and with that comes all this bottom lake here in this corner. It's quite shallow, but then it drops to the deepest part, which is about 10 foot. So you're getting a bit of the best of both worlds. But don't get that margin down there, unfortunately. This bush is like the marker. And then on the back there, I don't know if you can see the gravel path. Just sort of there, that's part of peg 2. My limit's around this area here. But I've got a good margin to fish to at the back. Some nice shallow water. A big drop off into some deep water. And I've got all this margin down here, so fingers crossed. Let's see if we can get some fish this time out. Well, I've been here about an hour. Got settled in the swim now. I've had a good lead around. Right out directly in front of me, it's probably about 6. Well, there's an 8-foot hole and it comes up to about 6. And on that 6 foot is about 8 wraps. It's clear as a whistle for about 8 foot wide and a good rod length deep. So what I'm going to do first and foremost is I'm going to spot some bait around that area. I'm going to fish on the bottom on that area. I've also got my distance to the far reeds, 13.5 wraps. If I go beyond that, it's a little bit of weed. It's 13.5 wraps, it's about half rod length away from the bank. That's where I'm going to put another bait. And then down to my left, where the tight margin is, there's some lily pads, and it's only about 5 wraps away. There's a nice little gravel patch down there, quite shallow there. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting a PVA bag down the left hand margin and fishing 2 bottom baits, 8 wraps out, sort of 3/4 of the way in front of me, and then 1 close up to the margin. I'd say I'm pretty confident, to be fair. The wind is blowing in down here, so I'm on the end of the wind. The wind's blowing into this corner. It's overcast. There's been a bit of rain. There's not much action, not much fish showing. But yeah, you know, the conditions seem all right. So over 48 hours, well, 42 hours. No, 40. Sorry, my maths is bad. 46 hours because I've been here a couple of hours. 46 hours to try and crack it this time. Got plenty of water to work with. I've got deep, shallow margins, plenty of clear patches. There's no reason why I ain't got a chance. So, as always, fingers crossed. Let's see how we get on. Well, we're finally fishing. Got a yellow wafter, mainline cell yellow wafter, 13.5 wraps out to the lilies. Introduced quite a few scoops of bait over that area. Then got a pink mainline wafter, fished 8 wraps on that big clear spot. Put about 6 spods out. I'll put 6 spods out over the top of those. And then I'm fishing with a little. Oh, the fish is just boshed, just the spot. It's first fish I've seen all day. Yeah, I put a solid bag with a little. I think it's a Sonia bait. It's like a little chocolate orange wafter. Like black, it's like brown and orange, that mix. It's like a dumbbell. Never tried it before, but they've been in my bait box for a couple of years. so why not give it a try. All rods are out, all got good donks on with the leads, so they're fishing good. I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up. Can't decide whether to have another can of Stella or make myself a cup of tea. Might have another can of Stella. It is Tuesday after all. For some strange reason, things are happening in my favour for once. The wind is blowing. You can probably see there on the water that the wind is blowing like mad into this corner, which I'm hoping is going to drag every single fish in the lake into my swim. Well, that's the hope. Also, just as I finished setting up, everything got out, everything baited up, I sat on my bed chair in the bivvy. It started to pee down. The heavens have opened and I'm drying. Things are going well. Anyway, in other news, the Stella took a back seat. I did have a can of Stella setting up because, as you know, that's the rules. You've got to have a beer when you're setting up. And I've decided on a cup of tea. And I want to just thank my wife and kids for this lovely mug that I got for Father's Day. I might look like I'm interested to you, but in my head, I'm fishing. Now that may seem backwards on this camera. I'm not quite sure yet until I edit it. But anyway, thank you, all four of you, and the wife. Appreciate it. It's going to be a lovely cup of tea. In fact, it's the first time I've made a cup of tea in this, so it's been christened. So just as I said that things are going my way, I've just realised I've made a critical error. Right, let me explain, let me spin the camera around. Now, so, as you can see, I've set my rod pod up to the right hand side of the swim. This is going to cause me two issues. One, I've got a line down that margin. So if any of those two rods go, I'm going to have to bring the fishers in here and potentially take out that rod. Secondly, in my bivvy, the head of my bed chair is here, and now when I lie down I can't see my rods. So do I empty the bivvy, turn the bed around so I can see the rods but still have the problem of the line, or do I move the pod? Really don't know what to do for best. I think moving the pod is going to probably benefit me in case I do get a fish, because I'm going to have a clear way to get the fish in, and I don't need to move my bed and clear the video. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. But you live and learn, don't you? As you can probably hear, I have no idea where this rain's coming from. Oh my god! We're in July, for God's sake. A little bit of update. It's 8:10. Temperature's dropped. Got my winter pike coat on. It's been quite difficult to judge what's going on because of the rain and the wind. You can't really see anything no more, but it's calmed down now. And about 5 minutes ago, there was a bit of fizzing over one, my beta patch at 8 wraps, and a fish rolled over the 13 wrap bait. Apart from that, I've seen nothing. I've had no line bites or anything. But you know, it's the first. We haven't been here that long, so I'm still quietly confident of a bite. Actually, possibly this evening. Just contemplating what I'm going to have for tea. Quite a bit hungry actually. Got burgers, and I've also got stuff to make a biryani. Now anyone that knows me knows I love bit of Indian food, and biryani, in my opinion, you can't beat it. If it's done correctly, it's yeah, top draw. So I think, because I'm actually starving, I think I may knock the biryani up. But I don't know yet. I'm going to give it another fish just rolled right over my bait. Things could be kicking off. Let's hope so. Anyway, let's see how we go. I've got a little bit of on the bank review. When I went to Asda on the way here to pick some food up, obviously for this 48 hours, and then I realised that I'd forgotten my cool bag and cool box. So I thought I need a cool box, and Asda had them on the shelf, 15 quid. Now, first and foremost, it's bright blue, and I never ever advocate having anything bright blue when you're fishing, because as we all know, if your gear's not green, you don't catch fish. Just how it is. Secondly, review, box from Asda, 15 quid, it's shit. Basically, it's got a little thing on here, I don't know if you can see that there. It says open and lock. Now, the locking mechanism is basically the handle shutting, but it's not really locked. So yeah, so that's my on the bank review. Cool boxes from Asda. Shit. If I'm ever going to get a bite, now is the time I'm going to get a bite, just so I get absolutely soaked. Wow. Barbecue's on ready for the meat. I've got some onions, some chillies in here, some oil, a little bit of ghee, base for the curry, and also the biryani. Anyway, chicken's almost done. Rice is at a point where it's almost ready for the chicken. I've got a bit of a madras sauce which I knocked up last week at home, and it's been in the freezer, but it's just a case of defrosting it, heating it up. Got a few chapatis to go with this. Got to be amazing. That's one banging chicken tikka biryani. Bit of madras sauce there and a chapati to go with. Get in. Well, it's just past 10 o'clock. Tea's been devoured. It was lovely. This will be the final update of today. And there'll be no more filming unless obviously I catch a fish. And the fish will start moving a little bit now. I've had a few line bites. So the rods are out. I haven't moved them since I cast them out first off. I know they're fishing well. Just everywhere's clear where I'm fishing. No need to move them. The rain again is still coming down. It's making it a little bit difficult just to read the water. Yeah, so I'm going to get my sleeping bag now. Get the iPad out. Bang a bit of Netflix on. Maybe polish off just another can, and that'll be me. So you'll either see me in the middle of the night or you'll see me in the morning. Either way, I'll see you soon. Good morning, everybody. 7 o'clock in the morning. Sun's high in the sky today. There's a nice cool breeze. So conditions are completely different than yesterday. Yesterday it was peeing down, looked hot. Today it's sunny but windy. Report from last night, nothing to report. I had a few little line bites, but that's about it. I mean, the bobbins have barely moved. Just going to have a watch of the water for the next hour or so, make myself some breakfast. And decide what I want to do. There's a fish shown in the peg next to me, number 2. Still no one in number 2, so I don't know whether just to cast a single at where I saw that fish. But yeah, I'm going to give it an hour or so, and then what I might do is just have a reel in, refresh the bait maybe, and have a change of baits. I think I'm going to still stay on the same tactics, 2 on the bottom, 1 in a PVA bag. As I said, there's plenty of clear spots out there, so there's no reason not to fish with my favoured slipped D-ring rig. So yeah, thought I might have had a bite last night, but trends do tend to run, don't they? And at the moment I can't seem to buy a bite. Well, anyway, hopeful for the day ahead. Still haven't seen any fish down this end really, apart from the odd slap, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe Wednesday is the day where the fish move down this end. Might be the Wednesday end. Might be. We shall see. It's 11 o'clock. All my rods have been refreshed, and I've had a slight change. Not much, just more of a refinement. What I've done, so a fish roll right tight against the reeds in the bay, as far as I can get it from here. So I sent out the lead, got wrapped up, and I refreshed the PVA bag. Just changed the hook bait on the Nash Citrix wafter. Nailed the bag, 14.5 wraps it is, tight against the reeds. Here's the vid. Second middle rod, which is fishing at 8 wraps. Reeled that in, clean as a whistle. So no need to change that. What I did, I've just changed the hook bait again to a Nash Citrix wafter. Chances are the bait may have been gobbled up that I put out last night. There's quite a few silverfish in here, a few tench. So I've just introduced 4 spods over the top of that rod. Bid is here. And the final rod, which is fishing tight up against the reeds right in front of me, just put on a little PVA mesh bag. The reason being, it is quite close to the edge, and if I put any spods out over there or introduce any more bait, I'm going to be done by the birds. So I'll just show you the little mesh bag that I've put on. So we've got the lead, and the likely pop down to the IQ2, my favoured slip D-ring. And as you can see, I've just introduced a little tiny little PVA mesh bag, and then out the cast went, and it's nailed right on the spot. See the vid? Yeah. So all in all, again, I've only seen the one fish bosh in the corner. Fish did roll in peg number 2 this morning, quite close to the border, so it could pull along this way. Weather conditions, sun's gone in, it's cloudy, wind's blowing into this corner still again. Hopefully it's going to draw the fish into this end. Whether it does or not, I don't know. Had a quick chat with the bailiff. He said nothing's much been doing. So yeah, set for the day. Those rods won't be moving now till dawn tea time, maybe 6-7 o'clock, just before the next bite time. They're set for the day, and I'm not going to touch them. I'm going to sit on my hands and I'm not going to touch them. Feel like what I'm doing is correct. I think the tactics are right, the weather's good, there's just no fish again. Becoming too much of a trend, this really, isn't it? No, it's all part of fishing, you know. You can go fishing, you can have 8 sessions and not catch a fish, and then boom, you'll bag up. You're just got to be patient. You've got to stick to your guns, stick to what you're doing. You've got to be confident. If you're confident, you'll fish well. If you're not confident, you won't fish well. If you think something wrong with your rig in that water, it'll bug you. It'll get on your nerves. So you need to be confident in what you're doing. That is the key to fishing. Be confident in your own convictions. Make your decisions, stick by them, make sure you fish well. You can't do any more. Fish don't want to bite, fish don't want to bite. It's simple as that. The current state of play is, it's now 5 o'clock, the day's passing by. Nothing's really happened. The lake's been quiet, no one's caught anything. I've had a chat with some of the guys walking past. One thing that has happened though, I've had a few shows in the bay. A couple of fish have shown in the past half an hour, and I've had a few line bites, so I do think the fish have started to move into this area, which is a good sign. You know, there's plenty of good 6 hours of light left, and obviously bite time to go. So even though not much happened, I'm actually quite confident, but I think it's going to slightly change the way I'm going to fish. And what I've done, or what I'm going to do, is the one I'm fishing tight to the reeds up in front of me, I'm going to put a solid bag on that, and I'm going to punt that into the bay to where the fish have been showing. It's quite rocky there, there's not much clear spots to go at, quite rocky. So I'm going to put a solid bag on just so I know that I'm presenting. I'm going to put another solid bag to the 14.5 wraps tight up to the reeds in the bay, so I'm going to have 2 baits in that bay where the fish have been showing, which makes sense. And throughout the day I've introduced force bombs every other hour or so. So I feel like I've built up quite a good base for some bait in front of me, and I'm going to keep that as a bottom bait. I've actually just recast it out, I've changed the bait over, I've gone to a mainline wafter, I've gone to an 18 miller, so I thought something a little bit bigger, maybe, you know, a bit more attraction maybe. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my PVA bag in, one from the margin, they're going to come in. They're both going on new bags, one tight to the reeds, one sort of open waterish to the bay. Not really sure what the ground is. I don't want to throw a lead in there because there are fish moving in there, so I don't want to spook them. So I'm just going to send the bag to where roughly they've been showing. Rod in the middle at 8 wraps, that's going to be left because that was only recast half an hour ago. Probably put a few more spoms out. So yeah, and then when that's done, I'm going to start thinking about having a bit of tea and then sit back and relax. 6:30 now. All the rods are out, all bang on, perfect, exactly where I wanted them. And since then, fish have been putting on a bit of a show in the bay. There must have been at least 5 jumps, I reckon. One of them looked a really good fish as well, and they're right over where my solid bags are. Also, the area I baited up, there's been fizzing going on there for the past 20 minutes, so the fish have definitely moved this end. I'm anticipating a rod to go off if my rod doesn't go off between now and dawn, between now and when it goes dark, there's going to be quite a bit of carp gear up for sale on eBay if anyone's interested. But anyway, I'm sat down, taking in the surroundings. Barbecue's on. Barbecue's on, a couple of burgers, some fried onions. Rods are set. They're done for the evening. Bit of a beer. All good. All we're missing now is a fish. But I'm semi-confident that we're going to get one. Carp doing a merry dance right over where I've got one of my bags. Another fish showing. Probably about a rod length away from where my other bag is. Could this day get any more carp here? Oh, look at them babies. What else have we got under here? Ah, can't he wait? Well, it could get a bit carpy. I mean, we could catch a carp. But hey ho. Looks like Geese FC are on their away day. They'll just pile through gates. Swan United don't look happy. Looks like he's taking him on himself. Bit of a bit. Oh, one of them showing off a bit. Ah, they're backing down. Must be Goose FC's young suicide squad. King Dick there, ruling the roost. That's what you, mate. You get them off your turf, lad. Get them off your turf. It's coming to the end of the day now. I'm losing the light quite a bit. As you can see, I've got fish boshing in this bay. Problem I've got it. Just had a little line on that line there. Anyway, so yeah, problem I've got is really, I mean, fishing over the bay with two solid bags, and it's not my favourite way of fishing. Yeah, I know it can be very effective, but it's pretty much Carp 101. I much prefer to be fishing with a nice, almost invisible fluorocarbon sort of deering. Fish has just boshed right in front of me again. But the problem I've got over there is it's only probably 2 foot of water, and the patches there's few and far between, so you need to hit a proper gravel patch, but then you can't put any bait over, because if you put any bait over, you're just going to get done by the birds. So horses for courses, some solid bags are the way to go, I think. And as I said, just another fish just boshed then, just as I was speaking, and they're decent fish as well. They're definitely over 20s. We've got fish in that bay, so got 2 traps set. I'm feeling extremely confident. Don't think my left rod's going again. Only slightly. Fish has just surfaced. If I'm going to catch a fish on this lake this evening, it's going to be the one. I feel like I'm in the right spot. I knew I made the right choice yesterday to get in this corner. The wind was driving in. The wind wasn't scheduled to change for the next couple of days, and I thought it's going to bring the fish. The temperatures are going to rise. It's shallower. It's going to bring the fish in. The temperatures are going to rise. They're going to be here come this sort of time, and they're here. Now the difficult thing is trying to get one out. But I've done everything I can do. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to soak up the last 30 minutes of sunlight before it goes dark. and hopefully we'll get a carp out. Little cygnet's come to join me. Don't be getting too close or your mother will start attacking me. They're round that corner. I know, you're lost. They're over there. Poor little thing. Wrong way. This way, watch. This way. Go, go, go. Oh, be quiet, you mother. I'm getting it back to you, aren't I? Go on. Up you go. Up you go. There it goes. Good morning, everyone. Very uneventful night. To the point where I had a single line bite. Bobbins haven't moved. I tied up the lines last night, and I was fishing the bobbins quite close to the alarms. So if any of them have even moved, I don't know about it. It is, well, it's first light. It is, what time is it? 4:53. So the plan was I wanted to get up at first light just to obviously watch the water. So I'm just going to have a little bit of breakfast and a brew. I've got the baby door open. The weather forecast is apparently it's going to be inclement, so it's going to be hard to judge. I've got till 1 o'clock. So what's that? 9 hours. Well, it's 10 hours really. Come 12 o'clock, you need to be thinking about starting to dismantle your rods. So yeah, I'm probably not going to recast anything. I was more than happy with where everything landed last night. The only reason that I may cast is if I see a fish showing anywhere else apart from where I'm fishing, and I might just chuck a single light. But anyway, I'm going to, as I said, make a little bit of breakfast, make a brew, and sit back and just chill out and just enjoy this last morning stroke early afternoon. When I woke up to say that I wasn't going to change anything, well, 66.666666% of what I've been doing has changed. It's 6:30. I've been up for 2 hours, I'd say, and I decided a little bit of a change. I had a walk round into the bay. Water's crystal clear. Yeah, so what I've done is I brought the 2 solid PVA bags in there in the bay. I swapped them out, put one in as a bright yellow pop-up. I fished it, instead of 14.5, I've gone 13.5 wraps just where the rocks start to dive into the water. I've left my middle rod out in the middle, and then just over by pt2, around that area somewhere. I can't see my hand on the camera. Around here. A fish has shown a few times over the past couple of days. It's not technically my swim, but I've literally just cast out another pop-up just into the area. I didn't even bother leading it, and I got a good land when it landed, so I assume it's fishing. I'm more down for it and open now. So nothing else is going to change unless someone turns up and wants to fish in peg 2. Then I'll have to move that pop up, but 2 minutes of a job. But yeah, so everything's changed. We'll see. Let's see how we get on, because last roll of the dice, I'm just hoping to get a fish. It'd just be nice to get a fish, wouldn't it? Not just for me, but for anyone who's interested in watching this film. Anyhow, I shall speak to you soon. Well, I'm coming to the end of the session now. A couple of hours left. Quite a few fish have pushed into this bay, and they're cruising round. I'd love to be able to try and get a float rod on them, but as we know, it's not possible with these seagulls. So what I've done, I've just took 2 of the bottom baits up, put zigs on them, and I've just casted them into a couple of clear spots that I found yesterday. So yeah, 2 hours left. There's potential chance of a fish on the zigs, but you just don't know, do you? It's been a decent session. I know I ain't caught any fish, but I've learned quite a bit about the lake. I do feel that during the day they push into the shallower bay, then at night time they start dropping off into the deep water for a feed. I don't think they feed much of this bay, to be honest. Next time out, I won't be fishing in this corner unless it's the only peg left on the lake. I do fancy a couple of pegs just down this line, or again number 10, which was a nice area. Yeah, but it's been a good 48-hour picnic. You know, there's been some nice food on show. But again, it's looking like a blank. But I will be back. I'll refrain from putting the gear on eBay, because as we all know, it's part of fishing. And even though I'm near the end of the session, I can't wait now to actually get back and start again. I've chatted with quite a few of the guys who left this morning. They got to be off at 9, and none of them have had anything either, and they've been on for a couple of days. So I'm not the only one. It's just if the fish aren't at it, the fish aren't at it. Well, the pack down is almost finished. I've only got my rods out of my chair, so this will be the last bit of filming, unless I do catch a fish. So if I don't see you again on this video, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, thumbs up, comment, subscribe. See you again next time.